Welcome back to Dark Wolf Studios. Today, rather than continuing the adventure, I wanted to go through and show you how I organize some of my information. I use OneNote to keep track of everything. I have keep notes in there. I'll use it during my sessions to take notes, but I've also recently been creating what I call my Holocron, which is everything. Everything from the rulebooks copied into one place that's searchable, linkable, and easy to use so that I can quickly and easily navigate to what I'm looking for while I'm gaming. Start off here, this is my checklist where I've got, this is just to help me keep track of what I've done, what I still need to do to get into my Holocron. As you can see, still got a lot of work to do. I also have been including a lot of things that are homebrewed. You can see DMF's NPCs. Some of these others are all either homebrew or source books that have been created by other fans. I'm greatly indebted to them for them because I think they're really useful. A lot of them have introduced really amazing features and either stats or feats, entire systems in some cases that I think are really useful, and so I want to be able to capture those, use them whenever I'd like to, make it nice and easy. Walk you through a little bit of how I have this organized. Got my binder, which is basically kind of where I drop some things. I'll show you the combat tracker here in a little bit. I've got a character sheet that I've been building out. My thought was that my players could use this as something to be similar to D&D Beyond. It's probably not going to work out the way I was hoping, but when it's complete, you never know. Then I've got my adventures. You can see I've got a bunch of different sections here, different levels where everything's at. I've got my level 1 through 20 adventures. Got, my level 1 adventures, Escape from Ordo, the Murder on the Executor, places where I drop down my own thoughts, other places where I've put down adventures that I've thought about building out but haven't just finished yet. I will go in and show you here in my KOTOR campaign that I've been building out, just basically pulling directly from the game, making it something that I could play through either solo, using this system, or I could modify it slightly, use it with my players. I've got several of them that have never played KOTOR, so it could be a very fun way to play KOTOR as a party. But I'll use this to show you how I've organized it. So we've got here the first part of the adventure is the Endar Spire. If you've played through the game, you know exactly what I'm talking about when I'm talking about the Endar Spire. If you haven't played KOTOR, go ahead, check it out. It's on almost every system now. It's amazing. One of my favorite Star Wars games of all times. This allows me to highlight, though, the best part about OneNote. So I've got a little bit of information here about what the adventure is going to be, but you can see that I've got my enemies, their challenge level. But let's say, I'm not entirely sure what a Sith Commando means. When I'm thinking about a Sith Commando, what do I need to know there? Oh, look, it's hyperlinked. Boom, there's my stat block. This one's not built out nearly as nicely as some of my others, but I can then jump back over. Okay, maybe my Dark Jedi. Oh, look at that. Stat block, little bit of information about them, tactics that they use. That's something that I'm big on, is making sure that I'm using NPCs tactically. For the most part, within Star Wars Saga Edition, all of the threats are sapient. They're sentient. They can think. They want to survive, which means they are going to make smart decisions. So I'm going to try and play them that way. This is for my encounter tracker. It gives me basic information that I can use to track that individual in that tracker. So that's all of my adventure information there. Moving on to the game mastering tab. Still working on organizing it. Got links to different things that are very useful. I'll put to-dos in there, things that I need to go back in and organize as I found them. Some of the extended mastery feats, other feats that I found. There's some text in one of the books for an autonomous weapon does not exist. I want to build that out. What would an autonomous weapon look like? Would it be broken? I don't know. We'll find out. I have all the plot hooks from the books that I've been copying out, so I can find those. Obviously, I'm going to go back in and rename them, use them a little bit better. We've got the Force Unleashed campaign information right out of the book. Still got to clean it up, but it'll help me if I'm doing a Force Unleashed campaign. I've got Game Master classes. These are things that people have created, put them out on the web. I'm really grateful for them because they can be really useful, but they may or may not be useful for a player. But I could use them on the Game Master's end. And then information about skill challenges, how to run them, examples of them, how you can design them, things like that. My next section is my locations of the galaxy. Go in here, let's say the Outer Rim. We can go, oh look, there's Ordo. Got a picture, a little bit of information about them. Still got to pull out more to go there. I've got sectors, the different sectors that are there, government, all information. A lot of it is available in on Wikipedia. If you haven't looked at that, it's very useful. I really like it. Use it all the time. Also, a few other places. Go to Wild Space. You can see I'm still building this out, copying information directly out of the book when it gives it to me. Especially for those that have information DCs for knowledge sciences or galactic lore. Really useful. Someone's like, hey, I need to know more about Saria. Boom. I can go straight to here. They give me their roll. They hit a DC of 15. Alright, it's covered in thick forests and jungles. That's all you know. Naboo. You get a 20. You know that it's a peaceful planet. It's covered in beautiful oceans, grasslands, and rich forests. Human settlements incorporate the waterfalls. Gungans live in submerged cities beneath the lakes. Humans in Naboo came into contact with the Gungans, beginning a centuries-long animosity between the two people. You can get a little bit of information there. Like I said, this is all still very much work in progress. I'll update you from time to time as I've worked on it, as I give you more as I get more done. Rules, really easy. Experience tables. This is all Game Master rules that I have in here. General mechanics, how combat works, how space combat works. Force points, how those work. How do skill checks work? Equipment, how do you get them? How do you get a license? What are trade goods? Services and expenses. If you're gonna get if your character needs to get put in a back to tank for 24 hours, how much is that gonna cost? How does modifying equipment go? Also in that items section, I have all of the different items where you can see, probably not very well, let me zoom in a little bit there for you. You can see I've got the 3 there. Click on flight suit, goes straight to the information all about the flight suit. Makes it nice and easy. Same with all of the light armors, medium armor, heavy armor, and then some just general armor information like the armor check penalty and what the different qualities of the armor means. Different types of equipment. Some of these are homebrew because I've added them in. There's something that I use. Explosives. You've got your different types of mines, artifacts, implants. All of these, again, get a little bit of information and links directly to the individual items. Makes it really easy to drop and go. Modifications, the different types, mods, templates, and then you get into the actual weapons themselves. Again, I've got a nice list here, all of them hyperlinked. Anything that's got the double dot or the dashed lines is something that I haven't put any information in yet, but all of the others with that solid line underneath, they are fully listed out, making it nice and easy to go through. Did the same thing with all the ranged weapons. And I'm working on the vehicle mods. Obviously, I haven't copied many of those out of the book yet, but they're coming. Close up the rules. I think I've shown you everything there. This is where the rubber meets the road, though, is in the threats of the galaxy. I'm still organizing this one. Things are going to change a lot because there's a lot of different ways to organize it, and I'm still trying to figure out how I want to do it. Got my beasts, you know, got a really nice view of what they are. You know, when you're looking at sizes, some of those ability modifiers, you got those colossal beasts, plus 32 strength, 32 con, and a minus 4 dex. Crazy, absolutely crazy. The average natural weapon damage, which is really nice. Helps when you're building out something of your own. Boom, you already know what it looks like. And then, similar thing to the items, I'm going in, adding in all of those different beasts, alphabetical order, you know, CL 1 through 0 through 5, 6 through 10, 11 through 15, 16 to 20 plus. If there's anything that's actually 20 plus, I will probably break it into its own. Droids, I have that broken down by the different types of droids, making it really easy to look through. Go through, look at that. You got your droid list. With the challenge level, makes it really easy to be like, okay, I need a astromech 2nd degree droid. It's a technical droid, and I need, you know, R2D2. Boom, he's right there. He's a challenge level 6. Or probably more likely what's going to happen, I need a combat droid. Jump in here. Got all of them here. You know, I need a challenge level 12 battle droid. We'll do the Annihilator droid. All the information here, right out of the book, as well as some of the modifications that are given for it. Very, very helpful to have. Got our Force users, different types of Sith, other Darksiders. Doing one for the Night Sisters. I'm going to build that one out a lot because I think that's pretty useful. Got our Galactic Civil War. Some of them I'm breaking down by time frame as well. So you've got the Rebel Alliance, the Galactic Empire. Some of the Stormtroopers I'm breaking out separately. Compnor, Imperial Spec Ops. Then you've got some of the generic ones. A lot of these are ones that people have built and put out on the net. Been very, very helpful. Go through, read some of those. I'll zoom in. Obviously, I've still got to fix some of this because it's not formatted nicely for reading. But you got some background information, usage, build options, how to change them out to make them a little bit different so they're not all the same. Close up some of those. I've also included in the hazards. Got a nice big hazards list over here. You can see, you know, black hole, blaster rifle turret, acid, animal traps, all things that your players can come across. Same thing with poisons and toxins. Breaking down the organizations. If you decide to use organizations, which is one of the rule sets, could be useful there. So I've been breaking that down, cleaning it up, making it easy to read through how to develop it. I have a template that I like to use. I create templates for everything. Makes it much, much easier when I'm going back in to make something if I've already got the template ready to go. You know, companies are going to go under organizations, criminal organizations right there. You know, you've got like the Black Sun, droid organization, the Dealers Club, different families, House Organa, different force using organizations. You've got the Imperial Knights, the Felucian Shamans, obviously the Jedi Knights, the Janissari, let's see, Agents of Ossus, the Believers. A lot of really cool things that you can use there from some of the older lore, some of the new lore. You got Coda's Militia that you can build out. got a lot of the information there as well. Government type organizations, the New Republic, the Old Republic, the Sith, guilds like the Bounty Hunters Guild. Looks like some of that information hasn't loaded up yet. You know, different law enforcement organizations, special forces, species-based organizations. Lots and lots of things going on there. Close up organizations so they're less difficult to see. Got our spaceships, got space transports, starships, space stations, starfighters, capital ships, and then I've got some other areas like the fringe for criminals, other vehicles like speeders and walkers, all just different things that I use just to help move things along. Let me see if I can find my... There it is, my combat tracker template. I'll zoom in here so you can see it, hopefully a little bit better. So what I can do here is I can copy out of one of my stat blocks where I have that combat tracker bar, and I can paste it in there. Let me show you an example. So we'll open up my adventure again, and we'll use the KOTOR one since we know that one works. We got that Dark Jedi. So I go in here, I copy all this, and then I go back to my binder, to my, my combat tracker. We'll go to the template. Hopefully it's zoomed in still. There we go. Paste. Boom. Automatically I've got my Dark Jedi information. If I need to, I can go back in, put that bracket back in, and it'll automatically relink me back if I need to go back and reread anything. Really, really useful there. Put a 2 there, and you should be able to sort. If I can remember how to do it. But I know that I've seen it done. There we go. Table. Sort selected rows. So now I've got that blank one at the top. So you can use that actually in-game if you wanted to track initiative that way. Your players give it to you. You know, let's say that there's another Dark Jedi and it gets 22 for its initiative. We go like this. Go to table. Sort selected rows. We want to go descending order. Boom, our first Dark Jedi got a 22. He's ready to go. You can use him. Our second Dark Jedi who got a 2 comes down at the bottom. Again, maybe useful to you to have this information, show you a little bit of what Onenote could do for you. And then I'll show you also my solo RPG notebook, which is where I've been working for this show. So I've got a lot of different things, a couple other things I've been playing with. Got scripts that I build, which help me to stay focused. People of notice. Give you a preview of Maya's stat block here. As I've been building her out, getting ready for the next adventure. Obviously, I haven't put all my notes in. Take some of my notes by hand as I go through there. You can see the stat block for the ship. This is the basic model stat block. Not all the information's there. I do have a PDF version on my Patreon that shows all of that if you are interested in that. And then information about how I get started, and I do take notes as I go through. As well as sometimes I put the when I'm first starting out, thinking about what I'm going to do, making some of those random tables, I'll put them in there, so it's a little bit easier to track for me before I put it into Foundry. I hope this was useful for you. At least gives you an idea of what could be done for your own table. couple of things that you can look at. I'll keep updating you as I go along, as I keep building out my Holocron, making it a little more useful for me, and hopefully it's something that you think would be useful for you. Try it out. Worst case scenario, you don't like it, throw it away. For me, it's really helpful to be able to search for what I'm looking for. If you do have questions for me, drop them in the comments below. You can also reach out to me on Reddit or through my Patreon. I've got a Discord server there that you can sign up to join. We can chat, talk about my Holocron. You can also talk about whatever else Star Wars related. I love Star Wars, one of my favorites of all time. I love all the movies, love all the shows. Be happy to discuss it with you. As always, may the Force be with you.